Hi everyone, this afternoon I'm just going to go through some shot shaping skills, what I try to do when I'm playing these shots. I think it's handy to use your ability to see different shots on the golf course. Helps your creativity, helps you to hit the ball in the directions that you want and being able to maybe access different flags on the green, so maybe a front right or a back left flag. So what I tend to feel is with my hands and my body positioning, I don't tend to open up my stance much or close my stance much to hit those shot shapes. I'll also be using the launch monitor to show you some data as well. So as I go through these ones, so there'll be some high shots and low shots. I'll just describe the feelings that I'm trying to create with that. So the first feeling will be a low draw. So in a low draw, I'm tending to feel more in to out with my swing path. I'm also making sure I'm shifting my balance more onto my left foot. I'm trying to get my hands a little bit more in front of the ball, and I'm also closing that face with my forearms as well. So in general, I'll be trying to feel a practice swing first and then setting up. I'm not changing my ball position. As I said, I'm not trying to close my stance off. I'm just feeling it all through my body and my hands. So that's the low draw to start with. So flight height was 11.9 meters, 118 carry, 128 total. So, you know, it's not a bad sort of start for a low draw. Next one I'll do is completely opposite. I'll go high fade. So I'm going to feel definitely more open through my rotation. Not going to drive as much forward with my body. Going to feel a bit more release at the bottom of the swing with the club. So I'm going to hit that high fade feeling. Don't change ball position again. And it's definitely high. It's pretty straight. It's a little, maybe a little fade. Yeah, the launch monitor says straight. So club path 1.2 left, face to path 1 degree right. So very narrow margin there, about 23 meters in height. So the next one might go low fade. So again, the feeling will be getting my body weight and mass as far forward as I possibly can. Hands well in front, moving a little bit more left with the club, leaving the face a little bit open. So feeling left, body moving forward, really trying to hit that low fade. Yeah, it's pretty good. Probably not as low as the first draw, but yeah, 15 meters, so it's under 20. Definitely fade, so 4.5 left with the club path, 3.7 to the right with the club face, so definite left to right shape. High draw, so really got to get this up and high again. Showing the flight in the draw, so again it's about that release, feeling a little bit more into out and up. So this is not going to be as much of a strike down on the ball. I still have some angle attack, but not a huge amount. So normal ball, same ball position again, feeling the high draw. Yep, definite high draw. Really good shot shape. So everything was about high finish feeling. 26 meters high. Attack angle of 1.4 up, so no downward attack angle on there. So we had -7 on that low fade to 1.4 on the way up. So club path was 6 to the right and face to path was 4.2 left. So overall I'd take that one there. That one flew, 144 and carried 144.8 and went 147.3 total. So that's a decent 7-iron. Okay, so we go back to the low ball flight and we'll go low draw. Not as struck as well, but still low. 18.8. So you can see I'm really changing the height through my body motion where my hands are, and then really controlling the path and the club face. So let's go high fade again. So really getting that feeling. I'm changing every shot, so this is good adaptation for playing on the golf course because every shot is different. not fading as much, but it's definitely high. Started a little bit left, and the launch monitor says it's straight, 23.9 meters. Vertical descent of 40 degrees, which is not too bad. Let's go for a low fade. So again, now feeling hands in front, body moving, club moving left, so I've got to work on my rotation. Again, you can see I'm not changing the ball position, not opening or closing my stance. Low fade, probably not as low as I'd like it, but still not bad. 16.8 meters high. Says fade, so 3 degrees left with club path and 1.2 with the face to path. Attack angle minus 5.3. And again, when you hit it low, obviously the vertical descent's not as steep, but the spin number was still pretty good, 130, 135. So you can see there's a little bit of variation in distance. So when you're doing this type of exercise, paying attention to, when I hit this shot well or when I hit that. So I didn't quite swing it as fast as that high draw that went 147, 148. So it'll be practicing to keep your sort of the club head speed pretty similar each time and trying to hit those shots, and then seeing what distances I'm actually getting from that and using that, maybe plotting that on a matrix or on a spreadsheet and just saying, well, if I hit a high fade with a 7-iron, it only does this, or if I hit a high draw, it does that, or a low fade, low draw. But doing it with the club too, 7-iron, it probably a little easier to do all these shot shaping with than rather than like a 4-iron. So let's go low draw again. It's a little bit higher than the last one, a little bit left of target. So I might say it's still saying it's a draw. 19.7 meters, so not as low as the other one. Carry 140, 142 total. Vertical descent 36. So these are shots where I could probably use this kind of turning, shaping, and bouncing into a back left flag. Because it had 2.3 meters of run, so I could definitely see that running on a firm surface, running to the back of that. So having that, so feeling like, not trying to have to fly a shot all the way back to the flag, but being able to run something into that back left flag. There's a helicopter flying over, but just hitting these shots, going through it. I'm not rushing, I'm just always trying to feel the shot, try to feel the fades, feel the draw. So I might go back to the high fade feeling. So again, that's all about that release at the bottom, swinging more left, leaving the face a little bit more open. Yep, there's the high fade again. That's pretty good. 130 carry, 130 total. Landing angle 42, so a little bit steeper, so it's going to stop a little bit quicker. Definitely a fade again, and attack angle's not much down, so it's only 1.6. So the high draw, high fade. Attack angle's not a lot down, but when I hit the low ones, attack angle's definitely working more down. So if I go for that low draw shot again, changing body position and hands leaning forward, face closing, swing to the right. And that wasn't a great shot. Probably got too far forward on that one, so what should we go back to? High draw again. So I'm just changing. I'm not trying to do the same one over again, because on a golf course I wouldn't be doing that. Ball position, the lie would be changing. Uphill, downhill, ball below your feet, ball above your feet. Could be coming out a little bit of rough or the fairway. So you've got to pick your times when you play these shots too. So it's not just do it because it's there. If you've got a good position on the fairway, so high draw. It's probably turning over too much. Might be a bit of a hook. Yeah, turning too much. But definitely high, 23.5. So something good to practice using these skills, so that you can always shape it back towards your target. High fade again. Kind of liking the look of that one. Not as far that time. 127, 127. Again, that vertical descent, 142, 1.8 down. Geez, club path and club face to path were nearly 0 on each. So what I'll do, I'll just show you all the shot shapes on the launch monitor. So I just so you can see all the shot shapes there. That was the last one I hit in the dark blue, and there's that bad one out to the right, which that was supposed to be the low draw. But as I said, you know, as you go through it all, you can certainly try to work on getting your ball flight. So you can see the peak height flights there, some are a lot lower, some are up high there, those high fades, high draws. So getting, you know, a good mental picture of seeing the ball flying, getting that height, seeing it low. So when you're out there and you're doing your shot shapes, I'll just go back to that screen there. When you're doing those shot shapes there and you're seeing the flight, creating these ball flights, it's really, really handy, so that when you're describing the shot you're about to play, you've seen it, you've done it, you've felt it, therefore you're more likely to be able to recreate those shots. So in practice, it's great to be able to do things like that. So hopefully that's giving you a bit of an idea, a bit more what elite golfers can do, and go have a try, have a bit of practice, see how you feel. Happy golfing.